he will break the rookie record if he's healthy for 17 games.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Fantasy Football Freaks. I'm Jason. He's Vaz. And today we bring you our Bold Predictions 2.0. In a previous video, I gave my bold predictions for the 2024 season. But today, Vaz is going to share his bold predictions for the upcoming season. I have no idea what these are, so I am as excited to hear these as you are. So without any further ado, Vaz, it's up to you.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to start with one that I think is not going to be so surprising to you because I know you're high on him and I am as well. So my first one is the first one you had as well, Derrick Henry. I'm calling out Derrick Henry to be the number one rusher in the NFL, the number one touchdown producer in the NFL, and the number one running back in a points per game basis in the NFL. So I love Derrick Henry to be a big producer this season. I think he landed in a phenomenal spot. Listen, the Baltimore Ravens, they made Gus Edwards a legitimate fantasy producer for the back half of last season on like 8 touches per game because he had such a high touchdown ratio. And I think this is the way Harbaugh likes to run his team. They when they get into the red zone, when they get into short yardage and goal line situations, they run the ball in with their running backs. And there's nobody in that backfield that can take touches away from Derrick Henry. He's going to be getting 25 touches per game. He's going to have so many goal line opportunities, touchdown opportunities. I think he could crack 20 touchdowns next season. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I think he's going to have a massive season if he stays healthy. So I love it. I love Derrick Henry to be the RB1 overall in fantasy football, lead the league in rushing, maybe push 2,000 yards, as you said, and be the number one scorer in fantasy football as well, at any position, running back or receiver. So I'm super high on Derrick Henry, and I know you are as well.
Absolutely. I mean, as you know, for running backs, my prediction was that Derrick Henry would rush for 2,000 yards. I really think that it's a legitimate possibility because he's done it before in 16 games. So why can't he do it in 17 games on a better team in terms of offense and running the ball? So absolutely, I think this is very possible, if not probable. And I think out of everything that you predicted, I think the most likely one is actually the touchdowns. And I agree. I would bet if I had an over-under on 16 touchdowns, I would say definitely I would take the over. And I think it's very possible that he reaches 20 plus because at the goal line, what, are you going to have Lamar run it in? No, you're going to have Derrick Henry run it in. And he is an absolute beast on the goal line. So I like this. If anything, I think this is more probable than a bold prediction.
Yeah.
What's your next one? Oh, sorry.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I want to just mention one more thing about Derrick Henry. Like, the people that don't like this will point to his age. You know, he's 31 years old. But listen, like, I thought maybe last season the age would start to show, but even it didn't at last season on his like he didn't have a lot of usage either with the Titans. And the Titans had the worst ranked O-line in the NFL last year, but he still looked good behind that O-line. He's gotten a huge step up in terms of talent on the offensive line and offense in general. So I think he's in for a huge season. I think he's going to find easier lanes to run through. He's still got that home run ability. He's got that huge body to pound the rock in the fourth quarter when defenses are tired chasing Lamar all day long. I think he's going to have a phenomenal season. So I love it. I love Derrick Henry this year.
Absolutely. And you can tell because he still breaks away from DBs, right? When DBs are chasing him, you can still see him still get the touchdown. Yeah, and those straight arms are just punishing as well.
What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? You little brat. You have never thanked me. I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe.
What's your next bold prediction? And make it bolder.
Oh, that one wasn't bold enough for you. Okay. So my next one is a rookie receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay. And my bold prediction is that Marvin Harrison Jr., who is currently going as the wide receiver 14 in redraft, is going to finish as a top 5 overall wide receiver next season in fantasy football. Okay. I think he's going to put up 1,300 plus yards and 10 plus touchdowns in his rookie season. I really love him to have an absolute monster season. I don't see anybody else taking targets from him in that offense. I think Kyler is the type of quarterback who hones in on one target over and over again. I think he's going to love his shiny new toy. He's going to be getting 10 plus targets per game. He's an electric player. He can take the top off. He's going to be used in the red zone as well. I just think he's going to be a touchdown monster. I could even see him. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna increase my predictions here. I'm gonna say that Marvin Harrison Jr. leads receivers in the NFL in touchdowns next season as well.
Okay. I like it. You know what? As you were saying that, when you said I'm gonna add to this, you know what I thought you were going to say? And this will be my question to you then, is what I thought you were gonna say is Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to outproduce or outperform Puka Nacua. And so then my question becomes, do you think he'll outdo Nacua?
Okay, you mean like
his rookie season?
You think do I think he'll break Puka's rookie record and it'll last only one season? You know what? I wrestle with that idea, but that would be really bold to suggest.
That's a bold prediction.
Because he's got to stay healthy for 17 games. I think if he stays healthy for 17 games, he's got a chance. Because I think there's not much else in terms of target competition, and he's an immense talent. And I've seen Kyler hone on one guy over and over again. I think he's going to get a ton of opportunity. And Puka only had 6 touchdowns last year, and I think Harrison is going to put up way more than that. He could double that. So I think there's a chance, but he's got to stay healthy. So if he stays healthy for 17 games, I think he has a shot to do it. So I would put a caveat that I think he will break the rookie record if he's healthy for 17 games.
Yeah, I honestly like it. I that's what I would go with, and I would take Harrison on that bet actually.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
All right, what's your next bold prediction?
Okay, my next bold prediction is Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, who's going currently as running back 3 in redraft. I think he's the RB 26 in redraft.
You said running back 3?
He's a running back 3.
Oh,
so the running back.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So like in the 30s, or sorry, late 20s.
He's 26. Yeah,
late 20s. Yeah.
So I predict that he will be a running back 1 in fantasy football this season.
Top 12.
Top 10. Top 10. Top 10. Let me double down a little.
Wow.
He'll be a top 10 running back. Yeah. So. Listen, Aaron Jones has been surprising me his entire career. He's been surprising everyone. He started out as like a 5th or 6th round pick, and he won the job, and he's been producing every season as an aging running back. People say he's going to decline, but he keeps showing that he's an immense talent. And the Vikings gave him $7 million for the season. They believe in him. There's nobody in the backfield behind him. That looks like it could be a very good offense. They have great weapons. They could score a lot of fantasy points if the quarterback play is half decent. Okay. And Ty Chandler doesn't scare me. He's not going to take away opportunities from Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is going to get all the important touches. I think if Aaron Jones remains healthy, he's going to be a number 1 running back this season. I think on a points per game basis, you can comfortably start Aaron Jones in your running back 1 slot, and I'm going to be targeting him in redraft leagues.
Wow.
So yeah, my bold prediction is Aaron Jones RB1 this season on a points per game basis.
Okay. You know that's surprising to me only because I haven't heard you say anything about Aaron Jones or pumping him up at all this offseason. So I feel like this one just kind of came out of left field. Is there any sort of news or revelation or something that you've seen recently to suddenly make you so high on him? Because like I said, we've been talking fantasy football for the last 2-3 months together, but this is the first time I've ever heard you mention his name.
Well, there's a clear reason for that. Okay, we've been talking dynasty fantasy football for the past 2 or 3 months. So I'm not going to advocate ever going out and buying a 30-year-old running back, right? But I'm talking about for this upcoming season, I really like Aaron Jones. You know what? I love Aaron Jones. I think he's a fantastic football player. I always have. I like the way he plays. I like the way he's a complete running back, and he's been the underdog. I love the underdog story. He's been an underdog his whole career. They even drafted a guy to replace him, and he just sent the guy packing. Like, I love Aaron Jones. I think he's going to have a phenomenal season this year, playing behind a great offensive line with no running back, no competition for touches in that backfield. So I love Aaron Jones for this upcoming season, but I wouldn't advocate going out and buying him for dynasty because like he's pushing he's 29 and a half years old. So this might be his last hurrah, so I'm talking specifically for this season. I really like Aaron Jones. So like even from a dynasty perspective, if you could go out and spend like maybe a late second round pick to grab him because you're chasing a championship, I would think about doing that, but I would never risk more than that because I don't advocate going out and buying 30-year-old running backs at this stage of the offseason. So that's why you haven't heard me say that till now. But yeah, strictly redraft, I love Aaron Jones, and I predict he will be points per game and RB1 this season.
Now, I can't do it for you. The inches we need are everywhere around us. What are you gonna do? Like! Subscribe!
And Vaz, you've got one more for us.
Yeah, so the last one is another rookie. I'm going with Ladd McConkey is going to be the second highest producing rookie receiver this season, ahead of all the guys drafted before him, like Rome Odunze, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., Xavier Worthy, Xavier Legette, Ricky Pearsall, Keon Coleman. He will produce over all of those guys. Wow. And even your boy Hollywood Brown as well.
Okay. What gives you so much confidence that he's going to outproduce all those guys?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a guy I know I'm going to have a lot of. I'm really high on him. I loved his tape in the pre-draft process, and I think he's the clearly the best receiver on that team. And Justin Herbert needs a new number one target with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams being gone. I don't think Joshua Palmer and Quentin Johnson are those guys. And I think Ladd McConkey has the ability to win early in the routes. He can win on all three levels as well. He also has probably the biggest opportunity to start at the slot. I think that starting in the slot will give him some clear opportunity for easy receptions and to build some early chemistry with Justin Herbert. So I really like his ability to get early production in the season. And sometimes rookies start slowly, but I think Ladd McConkey will start quickly out of the gate. So I like his potential to produce from day one, and I think he will have a very, very productive season, whereas a lot of those other guys have question marks at the quarterback position, maybe a little bit more loaded depth charts at the receiver position, whereas I think it's wide open for Ladd McConkey to have an excellent season.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think the only tough one really is going to be Malik Neighbors, right? Because Neighbors is going to have so much target share and production. Like you mentioned, the other guys, they've got uphill climbs in their various ways because of depth chart. But if he can outproduce Neighbors, first off, that'd be really impressive. But secondly, yeah, if he can do that, then I could see your bold prediction coming true. Any final words on any of the bold predictions that you drummed up? What were the easiest or hardest ones to come up with?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to mention first that, like, you mentioned Malik Neighbors, and of course, that was the one guy I was like, oh, this is what makes it bold, okay?
Yeah.
I know it's going to be tough to outproduce Malik Neighbors. I know that. So, but yeah, this is called bold prediction. So I am a little bit worried that it's going to be hard to outproduce Malik Neighbors, but I'm pretty confident in that he will outproduce guys like Xavier Worthy, and he'll outproduce your boy Hollywood Brown. And so, yeah, I really like grabbing Ladd McConkey in drafts this upcoming season. In terms of your question, like, your question was, what was hardest coming up with this list?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question. I think I wanted to grab a running back on this list, so I ended up grabbing Aaron Jones and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is the guy we're both really high on, but I really wanted to pump like a guy that you could get later on in the draft. So I wanted to grab Aaron Jones in there, and I really do believe he has the potential to be an RB1 on a points per game basis. Of course, like, with all these guys, staying healthy is key, and I think Aaron Jones has a history of getting hurt, so that is a little bit concerning for me because I think like Ty Chandler is not the type of guy that's going to spell Aaron Jones. He's not good enough. So I think Aaron Jones, he is pretty high risk of an injury, but if he were to stay healthy, if he's available at playoff time in fantasy football, he's a true league winner. I really believe that, and I think that offense can be good. I think they can put points up. So I think Aaron Jones is very capable of having a monster season.
Yeah, I think that's your boldest one that you made was the Aaron Jones. And like I said before, I think that was the most surprising one for me because I just hadn't seen you talk about him much. But let us know what you think. Do you think any of these bold predictions have a chance of actually happening? Do you think none of them do? Let us know in the comment section. Vaz will be sure to respond and rebuttal anything that you say. Also, remember to join our Facebook group. I will leave a link in the descriptions below. If you have any questions or comments, post them there as well. And otherwise, remember to like the video, share it with your friends, let them know in on the action as well with what we've got going here, and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Other than that, we'll see you next time on another edition of Fantasy Football Freaks.